Ministry of Saudi Arabia announced easy payment options for Hajj packages. The Ministry of Hajj and Umrah has announced that the domestic pilgrims has the options of paying Hajj packages cost in 3 installments instead of paying the full amount. The ministry said prospective pilgrims can make a partial payment of 20% of the total cost to reserve their place. The down payment must be paid within 72 hours of the registration date. The second installment, which is 40%, must be paid no later than 7/7/1444 AH. The remaining 40% can be paid until 10/10/1444 AH. Each payment will have a separate invoice, the ministry said, noting that the Hajj status will become confirmed when the pilgrims make the payment on time. The reservation will be cancelled if the payments are not completed. The full payment options will also be available as soon as the reservation is made. The ministry noted that the reservation is confirmed for all those registered successfully and all payments must be paid on time. Deputy Minister of Hajj and Umrah Dr. Abdul Fateh said during an interview with Al Akhbariya that the registration of Hajj will be for a fixed period and it will end when the seats run out. The Ministry of Hajj and Umrah has opened registration for Hajj 1444 by pilgrims from within the kingdom with a price of package beginning at Saudi Riyal 3,984. The ministry said applications can now be submitted by Saudi and residents wishing to perform Hajj this year through its website and also via the Nusuk applications. New companies law to be enforced from January 19. Saudi Arabia Ministry of Commerce and Capital Market Authority CMA unveiled on Wednesday the mechanism of implementing the new companies law approved by the Council of Ministry on June 18, 2022. The new law, which was published in the official Al-Qura Gazette on July 4, 2022, will come into force on January 19, 2023, the Saudi press agency reported. The mechanism is an extension of the joint efforts between the ministry and authority with the objective to achieve integration and harmony in implementing the new law in a way that contributes to the achieving its objectives. The ministry and the CMA stated that the new law was approved as per the royal decree issued on Dhuhul Hijjah 1, 1443, which is included in items 3 of law as follows regarding the companies that are existing when the law comes into effect. Refer to an item 1 of this decree. Its condition will be amended in accordance with its provision with the period not exceeding 2 years starting from the date when it comes into force. As an exception to that, Ministry of the Commerce and the Capital Market Authority, each in its own jurisdiction, can determine the provision contained in it and to which these companies are subject to during that period. The period for adjusting the condition described in the aforementioned item does not include new companies that are established after the law comes into the force. All provisions of the law will apply to it from that date. Also, this period does not cover the provisions as per the company's law issued by a royal decree on Muharram 28, 1437, and it does not include the crimes and violations stipulated in this law and the penalties prescribed in the law for such crimes. The provisions under which companies are given a deadline to amend their status are outlined in an Article 36, 52, 61, 158 of the law. As per the provisions of the paragraph 1 of the Article 68 of the law, companies must apply the aforementioned provision at the end of the term of the current board of directors, during the election of new board of directors, or after the passing of 2 years from the date when the law comes into force, whichever is sooner. The provision that companies must abide by from the date when the law comes into effect are contained by the link description displayed on the screen board. The ministry and CMA stated that the existing companies do not have the right to take any actions or arrange or create any new legal centers that is contrary to the law after the law comes into effect. The company's partners and shareholders can exercise all the rights stipulated in the law from the day it comes into force, taking into account the amendment of the basic law of the companies and their articles of the incorporation if necessary. By implementing the new mechanism of the ministry and CMA are looking forward to contributing to achieving its objectives, which includes strengthening the regulatory environment for the companies, facilitating procedures and regulatory requirements to stimulate the business environment and attract investments. It also aims to achieve a balance between stakeholders and providing an effective and fair framework to cooperate government, devoting institutional work contributing to the sustainability of economic entities, attracting local and foreign investments, providing sustainable financing source in addition to meeting the needs and requirements of the entrepreneurship sector and stimulating the growth of small and medium enterprises. The new law will be instrumental in further stimulating and developing the kingdom's commercial systems. The most important features of the law include high flexibility to protect company and empower its private sector in a way keeping pace with best international practices. The new law brings down the statutory requirements and procedures for small, medium, and micro companies, in addition to simplify the requirements and procedures for establishing companies. The law removes many restrictions at all stages, including establishment, engaging in business, and exiting the market, as well as the restrictions on a company's name, and allow the limited liability company to issue debt instrument and negotiation financing instruments. The law modified the provisions of transformation and merge between the companies, permitting the company to be divided into two or more companies and allowing the owner of individual entities to transfer their assets to any types of companies. Saudi Arabia will not allow sale of liquor at duty-free shops. Saudi Arabia Zakat Tax and Custom Authority ZATCA has confirmed that the liquor would not be sold at the newly established duty-free markets in the kingdom's entry ports. According to the rules and requirements for establishing duty-free markets, only goods and products that are permitted to be traded in the kingdoms will be allowed at the duty-free markets, ZATCA said on the Friday. The authority has set out custom rules, requirements, and procedures for establishing duty-free markets at air, sea, and land ports in accordance with the Unified Customs Law for the GCC countries, which includes the conditions related to the operation of duty-free markets. The authority stressed that the decision will be contribute to supporting supply chain and improving logistical service provided to duty-free markets by providing a wide range of goods and products for the travel shopping. The duty-free shops will grant additional sale channels to local companies by selling their products to duty-free operators, which support the contributes to the promotion of national products. The authority also clarified that the duty-free markets are currently located in the departure terminals of King Abdulaziz International Airport in Jeddah, King Khalid International Airport in Riyadh, King Fahad International Airport in Dammam, and Prince Muhammad bin Abdul Aziz Airport in Medina. The authority seeks to expand opening duty-free markets as needed in air, sea, and land ports. Duty-free markets as customs outlets are defined as a retail outlets that allow travelers to purchase goods and products that are permitted to be traded in the kingdom and which are subject to exemption from the custom duties or taxes. The exemption systems differ from one country to another depending on the location of the duty-free market, arrival and departure terminal, and in accordance with the provisions of the Unified Customs System and in executive regulations and other relevant regulations in each country.